Jack Doherty has found himself drowning in controversy lately, and it's been one of the wildest chapters of his entire career. The spotlight's been locked on his messy breakup with his ex-girlfriend, McKinley Richardson, who didn't hold back when she appeared on a podcast and dropped serious claims about Jack's behavior during their relationship. Viewers were stunned, though many weren't exactly surprised, when McKinley exposed what really went down behind the scenes, painting Jack in a harsh light. Instead of owning up or addressing things calmly, Jack brushed everything off like it was no big deal. Whenever the drama came up online or in conversations, he either tried to defend himself by calling it scripted or totally fake, or he just dodged the topic altogether. Fans noticed how he played it cool in public, but many felt like he was hiding something. But just recently, things took an unexpected turn when McKinley teamed up with streamer Neon for a live Twitch collab. The stream kicked off at a Target store where they were buying Christmas gifts for kids in need, a wholesome start that quickly caught everyone's attention. During their chat, they began reminiscing about the very first time they met. And yes, it all went down at none other than Jack Doherty's house.
Fun fact, I don't know if you even knew this, but that was the first week I started everything, OnlyFans and
that
streaming.
week?
Yeah, I was fucking terrified. And the first stream ever we'd ever done, that was that day, and I was just freaking out. But it was
All right,
a lot.
What did you think about me when you first saw me? I was an entirely different person back then, but
You were always really nice to me. Always.
I try to be nice.
No, yeah, I feel like you were mean to people that kind of deserved it.
I was yeah, no, for sure. But on stream, I remember they were showing me a clip earlier today that I was like, "It's the only person in this house with a soul."
Aw, me?
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
No, I feel meant it because I just looked at you and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I could tell you you didn't really belong there.
No.
Everyone else, oh my God.
What Neon said during that stream actually made a lot of people stop and think. If his claims are true, it could seriously back up everything McKinley Richardson revealed about Jack Doherty and how he treated her in the past. It starts to paint a bigger picture of what really went on behind all that flashy influencer life. And honestly, it all kind of adds up. Even back then, Jack surrounded himself with people who seemed completely lost in chasing money and clout, so much that they didn't even seem real anymore. Just people living for a screen, willing to do anything for attention. It's like humanity took a back seat to fame and followers. During that same Twitch stream, McKinley opened up about her background and mentioned that she grew up Christian and still considers herself Christian today. A lot of viewers brushed that off, but it definitely raised eyebrows, especially when you compare her lifestyle now to what she says she believes in. The situation reminds people of Sophie Rain, who's also faced similar judgment online. Whether McKinley was pressured into certain choices or not, it's clear those decisions don't exactly match up with what most would expect from someone devoted to their faith. And before anyone jumps to conclusions, this isn't about labeling McKinley as a bad person. Far from it. It's just the fact that things aren't adding up the way she claims. Because even after saying that Jack pushed her into the world of OnlyFans and that she never wanted to be part of it, she's still creating content there today. At this point, enough time has passed that she could have walked away from it if it truly went against her values, but she hasn't. And that's what has people talking nonstop.
Do you feel like you're really religious or not really?
Well, I'm Christian.
Okay.
I grew up in church, but I feel like I need to get closer to God for sure. That's something I'm actually working on, but I'm Christian, I would say.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, it gets hard, especially with the type of shit we're in.
No, that's what I'm talking. I don't really talk about my religion just because of, everything.
Yeah, no, I do it and everyone's on my ass, so I'm just done talking about it. Chat, you're never gonna hear religion talk out of my mouth until I retire.
Yeah.
It honestly seems like McKinley Richardson is trying to pull herself out of that lifestyle, and you can tell she's been struggling with it. It's not easy to walk away, especially when the kind of money she's making could change someone's whole life. Quitting would mean tossing aside a fortune, and that's a tough decision for anyone to make. But right after that Twitch stream with Neon blew up, things took another wild turn. Jack Doherty caught wind that Neon had been hanging out and collaborating with his ex, and that instantly set him off. These two already had history, and the tension between them had been simmering for a while. Just a few days later, both Jack and Neon ended up at the same art show. Pure coincidence, or maybe fate. While streaming live, Jack decided to approach Neon face-to-face to clear the beef. And from that moment on, the atmosphere turned electric. Everyone watching could feel the tension through the screen.
What's good, bro? How are you, man?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
No problem.
No problem?
We get
like, we're chilling, we're old now, you know? Like, I'm retiring now.
Even though both Jack Doherty and Neon claimed their beef was squashed, nobody's really buying that story. It felt more like they were putting on an act just to keep things calm in public. Because the tension between them was still thick enough to cut with a knife, there's no way all that bad blood disappeared overnight. Let's be real. Neon had just worked with McKinley Richardson, the same ex who completely exposed Jack for all kinds of wild behavior. Her revelations had already pushed Jack's reputation to the edge, leaving his career barely hanging on by a thread. Or honestly, more like a single blade of grass. While walking around the art show, Jack couldn't resist throwing more shade at Neon. He was caught making slick comments, saying that Neon didn't want the smoke, while his bodyguard stood right behind him, making sure nothing went down. The whole thing gave off this fake, calm energy, like both sides were smiling for the cameras, but deep down, everyone knew it could have exploded at any moment.
Should we go back with Neon and run up on him or what? Chat, tell him we're running up on him. Let's just troll them. Like, my chat can troll their chat by saying, we're going to get him, we're going to get him.
Why don't you tell him about McKinley and your messages?
No, chill. She's not on my messages. She's not.
I can't, I'm there. McKinley was in Neon's DM. She's there. She wants that, go ahead, dog. Why go for money when you have money? That's like weird. Go for a good-looking guy. Why you want?
Even though the tension between Jack Doherty and Neon was already sky-high, things somehow managed to spiral even further. At the same art show, chaos broke out when a random guy got kicked out after causing a huge scene with one of the artists. And guess who went straight over to talk to him? Jack himself. What's shocking is that Jack actually seemed to know this guy. The two chatted for a bit, and it looked like they might have even made some kind of deal right there in the middle of all the drama. But that's not where it ends. Because when fans looked back at the original stream featuring Neon and McKinley Richardson, that same guy was spotted trailing them almost the entire time. He kept shouting things, claiming he was standing up for Jack Doherty. It was such a bizarre twist. Nobody could believe someone would actually jump in to defend Jack like that, especially after everything that had come out about him. The whole situation just made things look even messier.
Not bad. I made some.
What the?
Hold up. What issue do we have, man? What issue do we have? I was trying to give you a gift and you told me we got an issue? What's the beef? That's all you want. Damn, I don't care about it.
Fuck!
Yeah, I'm trying to give you a gift. Hey, don't pay no money.
Yeah, don't even answer.
Thank you. Hey, man. Give it to me! Come on!
Damn.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
I'll fall and hit you.
I swear to God! Yeah!
Chat, that right there is why you need God in your life.
Let's make one thing clear. There's no hate toward anyone in this situation, especially not McKinley Richardson. The discussion around her choices isn't meant to tear her down. It's just about being real and looking at things from all angles. People can have different opinions, and it's fair to talk about what's happening in the public eye. What's really wild, though, is seeing how much things have changed with Neon. Not too long ago, he was the type to dive headfirst into beef, especially with Jack Doherty. It's literally what kept his name buzzing online. But now, it looks like he's doing everything he can to steer away from that kind of negativity. When both of them ended up at that Art Basel event, Jack ran up on Neon, clearly trying to stir something up again. But instead of feeding into it, Neon shut it down fast, saying he didn't want any problems. That moment showed serious growth, because a couple years back, that same situation would have sparked a year-long feud full of drama and chaos. Meanwhile, Jack seems to be living for this kind of energy. It's like he can't resist the spotlight that comes from controversy. While Neon's shifting toward positivity and peace, Jack's still out here chasing beef after beef just to stay relevant. The contrast between the two couldn't be clearer. Even though the dust has started to settle, the story around Jack Doherty, McKinley Richardson, Neon, and Sophie Rain hasn't disappeared. It's just evolved. After everything that went down last year, each of them seems to be moving in totally different directions. But the drama still lingers in the background. Jack's still out here making noise online, streaming wild pranks and living that over-the-top lifestyle. He's managed to stay relevant despite constant criticism over his on-stream behavior. From clashes with other creators to controversial clips going viral, Jack keeps proving he's addicted to attention, good or bad. His fan base hasn't gone anywhere either. They ride for him hard, even when the internet's calling him out. Meanwhile, McKinley Richardson has gone quiet about the whole situation. She's been focusing on her modeling career, posting lifestyle content, and keeping her business moves front and center instead of her past. It's clear she's trying to leave all that chaos behind, though her connection to Jack still gets brought up by fans who can't let it go. As for Neon, his growth has been noticeable. Once known for being in the middle of every online fight, he's now trying to show a more positive side. Still funny and loud, but less about the drama. He's been streaming regularly, linking up with names like Aiden Ross, but keeping things cleaner than before. And then there's Sophie Rain. Still doing her thing, but keeping it way more low-key lately. The group that once thrived off constant controversy now seems to be scattering into their own separate lanes. But with these creators, peace never lasts long online, and rumor has it a new feud might already be brewing behind the scenes.